Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to PES 604, Research Methods and Evaluation. I am Dr. Treadwell. You can call me Dr. T if you'd like. But I wanted to spend this time this afternoon, going over some of the basics of this class and some of the expectations that I've got for you, and just make you aware of some of the policies that are in place for the summer session. If you have not yet done so, please log into Blackboard and check out the page and get familiar with it. I'm going to just quickly go through the setup of Blackboard, and then I'll talk about the textbooks that we have required for the summer session. So I'm going to flip this camera around so you can see the home page. This is your home page. This is what it looks like when you log in. But we're going to come over here to the left-hand menu, and just to let you know, I don't use this calendar. I'm going to let you guys stay organized the way that you best know how. You're all adults, and so you should have your own ways of staying organized throughout the summer. I do have all the due dates and everything posted, so you can put those in your calendars and remind yourselves of the work as you need. The first thing I want to do is bring your attention to the campus policies page. As we click on this, all of our campus policies with regarding student conduct and accessibility services, academic dishonesty, and technology requirements are posted. There's also a couple of short videos, one on discussion board netiquette. There are 5 discussion boards this summer that you will need to work through. And so this provides an overview of the proper netiquette that is required for the course. There's also a plagiarism, how to avoid it video that you should definitely take the time to watch. Over in the left-hand menu, you'll see that there's a number of links that you can click on. The first one after the campus policies is the weekly modules tab. This is where you'll find all of the assignments and course folders. You'll see the syllabus here as well, the first thing. I did email that out to you last week, so hopefully you received that and ordered your textbooks already. There is an Ask the Professor, aka hashtag asking for a friend forum. This is where I'd like you to email all of your questions and post all of your questions that you have regarding the class, regarding the content of the class. I don't want individual emails simply because if everybody has the same question, I'm answering the same question 15 times, whereas if one person asks the question, I can simply go on there and answer it. And if you subscribe to this page, anytime somebody asks a question, you'll be able to see what they've asked. And so if you have the same question, you can simply wait for the answer to show up. And when the answer does show up, if you've subscribed, then you'll be able to see the answer. You'll be notified of when the answer is posted. The next thing you'll have is the first day attendance discussion forum. This is very important. This is not only for me to be able to get to know each of you as a student, but it also tells me that you intend to take the class this summer. It's the due date for your post is June 5th, and then you'll have the rest of the week to respond to the students as required. But this due date is important because at the end of the week, if you have not posted, I will assume that you're not planning on taking the class, and I will drop you from the course. If this doesn't happen and you still don't, if I don't drop you and you still don't plan on taking the class, if you don't drop yourself, you will be on the hook for the tuition dollars, and we don't want that to happen. So it's important that you do post in this first week. And then you'll see the week 1 folder. Each week will be posted subsequently. But I want to just go there really quickly so you can see how the format is set up. You'll see that there's a week 1 outline. There's PowerPoint presentations that go along with each chapter that's required, so that's a supplement for you. I don't generally post PowerPoint lectures that go along with the reading. I really leave that to you to read. If there's any sort of additional information that you have, then I'll post a video in this folder as well. Then you've got your week 1 learning activity, the articles that you'll need for the week 1 learning activity, and the discussion board. There is a video that goes along with the discussion board. It is rated R, but it's quite entertaining, but it aligns with what we're reading and going on in the first week. Now, most importantly in each of these folders is the weekly outline. As I click on this guy, it'll probably take a while to open, but this is where you'll be able to get a checklist and key points for each week's learning. It's up to you to go through the outline. If you have any questions on due dates, the due dates are there as well. And so you'll be able to see those. And like I said, it's scanning, so it'll probably take a little bit before it opens. It's working on it. We're still working. Still going. So you'll see June 3rd through June 9th. That's the week of the first week of class. It posts what it'll indicate what the assigned readings are, as well as key points that are found from each of the chapters of reading. And then finally, there's a checklist that you'll need to make sure that you pay attention to. And the due dates and explanations are there as well. So make sure that you utilize these course outlines so that you've got those as well. Then there's a discussion board link, which will take you to all of the discussion posts. It looks like there's already a couple of questions posted, so I'll get to those real shortly. And then there's a 12-step analysis and synthesis project page. So as you've got projects and things that come up, then that will be posted here in the 12-step analysis and synthesis project page menu. So you make sure you use this menu item to get to that page, to get to the information. The most important link on this menu is the test and assignment submission button. Here you'll see a test folder show up. So anytime there's a test that is due, anytime there's a test that is due, these Dropbox are not live, so and they're also last summer's Dropboxes, so I need to get those squared away. But these are for your written test example, or for your written tests. You'll submit those. But the assignment submission, you'll find all of the current Dropboxes for every assignment that we have this summer posted already. So, and for the most part, they're posted in order of their due date. So you'll be able to see and double check these dates against the syllabus just to make sure that everything's lined up. And so you've got that as well. Now, as I said before, I'm going to flip this back around. As I said before, there are 3 textbooks required. The first one that you're going to need, the primary one, is Conducting and Reading Research in Kinesiology. This is the 5th edition, so make sure you get this book. So that's where the most of your reading will be coming from. The second book is Reading and Understanding Research by Larry Locke and Steve Silverman. So make sure you get this guy. This is the 3rd edition. You want to make sure it's, when you purchase it, that you get the 3rd edition, as the 1st and 2nd editions do not have chapters in in them that we'll be using. So you need to make sure you get the 3rd edition. I'm not aware of a newer one coming out, so if there's a 4th edition, don't worry about getting that. We're going to be using this 3rd edition. The last one is more of a reference book, but we do have some assignments coming out of this as well. This is the APA manual for the 6th edition. This is the guidebook on how you will complete all of your papers, your research papers, throughout your entire course or your entire program of study at Brockport. The APA manual is very useful in that it will give you the instructions on how to format your papers, how to cite your work, how to write up full references, how to annotate as needed. And so it's important that you have this because you'll be using it throughout your time at Brockport. So if you get it now, you don't have to worry about having it later on as you get into your synthesis or your thesis studies. Now, one of the primary assignments this summer for you is to write a modified synthesis project. Basically, what you're going to do is you're going to want to come up with a topic that is of interest to you, that aligns with your program of study. So if you're in the adapted concentration, you'll want it to be a topic that's adapted. If you're in the pedagogy track, you'll want to have something aligned with pedagogy. If you're in the athletic administration, it could be anything having to do with athletics, coaching, or administration, organization of athletics, for your focus of interest. So keep in mind that you want to be researching topics that are of interest to you. So what you'll do this summer is you're going to write chapters 1 and 3 of a modified synthesis, and we'll talk more about that in week 3. But what you need to start doing now is thinking of a topic that's interesting to you that you want to focus on, because in week 2, you're going to be asked to look for a number of articles having to do with that topic. So the sooner you can start percolating some topic ideas, the sooner you'll be able to focus in on something that's of interest to you. So be thinking about what you'd like to study and get into further and really dive in and do a deep dive on that topic. So that's really all I've got for you. I just wanted to walk you through Blackboard, show you the textbooks that are required, and give you some hints on narrowing down a topic of interest for you as you get into this summer. This is going to fly by, and it'll be over before you know it. The last thing I'd like to point out is that I do not accept late work, but if you know that you've got a conflict that's coming up, some of you may be working camp abilities. Some of you may be, one or two of you might have a wedding that you need to attend this summer. The sooner I know that you've got this going on, the sooner we can make some arrangements for you to get your work turned in either before or shortly after your return. I'm not an unreasonable person, but if you don't communicate with me, then I don't know what's going on and I can't help you out. So reach out if you have any such conflicts. I do have one conflict. My family's going to be going on a camping trip at the end of July for a week. However, even though I'm not going to be in the Rochester area, I will be available via email, and I'll have my laptop with me, and I'll be one of those people that are working by the campfire. So you don't have to worry about not being able to get a hold of me during that week. That's all I've got. I hope you enjoy the class. And I hope that you're able to balance everything out between your work, your schedule, your life, and your school so that you can still enjoy your summer somewhat. So I look forward to getting to know you on the first day discussion board, your first day attendance discussion board, and throughout the class. Alrighty, so if you are teaching and coaching full time, finish the school year off on a strong note, and I will see you shortly in a couple of weeks.